morning. Today is Saturday, April 18th, and we're going to go over our weekly meeting, which is what you can and can't control. We'd like to think we can control a lot of things in our life, but really at this point there's not too many things, but there are things that we can. But we'll start with the weigh-in. Let me show you how I did on the scale and how I've done so far this year. I think I've done pretty well. Well, as you can see, I had a small gain. I had a 0.2 gain, and you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. Lent obviously ended on Easter Sunday for me, and so I went back to eating 3 meals a day. Usually on Fridays, I only ate 1 meal. I didn't do that as a weight loss program. I just did that as something that I do for Lent. And so obviously I ate 3 meals yesterday, so that could be a little bit of the difference. Another thing is Jim and I didn't walk at all this week. We just chose not to go for our walks. The weather didn't cooperate too much anyhow. We do plan on starting again tomorrow, go back to our walking routine. So to me, a 0.2, I could have went to the bathroom. I could have, you know, it's just a whole bunch of things. It could just be a weight fluctuation. I have lost in the last 5 weeks, or 4 weeks. The last 4 weeks, I've lost 5.1 pounds. So it could be my body just kind of readjusting. You know, I'm really fine with it. I know in the past I've said, you know, I shouldn't have had a gain. I was kind of expecting it. And to be honest with you, I really thought it would be a little bit more because I did, like I said, eat 3 meals a day and I didn't exercise. Not that I'm losing weight by walking, but I think it kind of tones me up and kind of burns up some of the calories that I'm eating in a day. But for the total loss for this year, so my total loss completely since I started is 90.4, and my total loss this year is 18.6 pounds. If you remember, who could forget, in 2019 I lost a grand total of 7 pounds in 52 weeks. So in the last 4 months I've lost 18 pounds. So I've lost about a pound a week. So I think I'm doing pretty well. That'd be 52 pounds in a year if I can continue at that pace. And I plan on continuing at least at that pace. I mean, I know small gain today, but I'm not worried about it. But anyway, let's get to the weekly. What you can and can't control. Many of us might be feeling a general lack of control these days, like we're out of the driver's seats and just along for the ride. So true. Usually the more in control we feel over what's happening in our lives, the more motivated, happier, and less stressed we are. At a time when we're all reaching to take back the steering wheel, it's helpful to shift our focus and actions on what we can control and influence. I personally have found that since I can't get out and eat, I'm leery about having other people cook my food. I'm cooking my own food. I'm cooking my own meals. And if you watch me, you know I eat out at least 4 or 5. No, I go to a restaurant, physically go to a restaurant and eat in a restaurant at least 3 times a month. At the very minimum, 3 times. And I always get a carry out every Sunday, so that's 4. So that's like 7 times a month I was eating out. And I never made smart choices, I'll be honest with you. But now I controlling my environment, controlling what I'm eating. I have some goodies in the house, but so far I've been resisting them. So I think I'm doing pretty well. So let's see what they're saying about focusing on what you can't control or influence. What you can't control are government decisions, what's left in the grocery store. There's so many things. The more time you spend focusing on these things, the more likely you are to be stressed. Once you've accepted what you can't control, it can actually help you feel like you're more in control. I agree with that because I can't control what the governor of my state says that I can do and what I can't do, but I can control how I react to it. I I miss being with my family. Today's my son's birthday. And so it's like, I should be having a birthday dinner for him. We should be having a big celebration. I'll FaceTime him. Oh, I already called him because I always call my children at the time they were born. Sorry about that. Phone call. Record on your phone. You get phone calls. But what you can control is focusing your attention on things that are powerful in your life. Zone in on what's in front of you at the present moment instead of worrying about what may or may not happen in the future. What's one way you can do that? Try something you've always wanted to do but hadn't had time for. Learn a new language or cooking from scratch, something like that. I've been cooking way more because Jim works afternoon. Jim's my husband. Jim works afternoons, and so I always had my own dinners, and so I always just threw something together. And but now we have dinner every night at the dinner table, and so I'm cooking a lot more and bringing back recipes that I haven't tried in a long time. So I'm finding things to do. And you have to find out things that you can influence. Sure, you can't fix what's on the news these days. Don't you wish you could? But you can change how you're responding to it. Try hitting the off button, dedicating one time each day for a news check-in, and you can also spread positivity with other members and Connect. I don't go on Connect. I'll be the first one to tell you I don't go on Connect. But a lot of people love it. My sister goes on it all the time. She loves it. I go to my YouTube channels, which I love to watch, and I communicate by text and email with my friends, FaceTime with a lot of my family members. I make a point. I used to be watching news all day long, flipping back and forth on the news. What's new? What's new? I kind of wish, I want to know what's going on with this, but I think that they're spending too much time covering just this. I think that they should be covering other things that are happening that are kind of slipping by us that we're not really paying attention to. We all know the numbers are devastating. We all know that it's going to be a while before we go back to a somewhat normal life. But I just think that hour after hour after hour after hour, continually covering the same thing, telling you the same stories, just using different words every hour, but telling you basically the same thing is not doing anybody any good. I think it's adding to the stress level in the country. I think we should be aware of other things that are going on in the world because there are other things going on in the world. I realize that this is like the most important thing going on right now. I'm not going to tell you that I don't think it is. But I just think that things are slipping by us that we're not noticing. I think that somebody's saying, look over here. Well, something over here is going on and we're not seeing it because we're too busy looking at this. And I just think that the news should be a little bit more balanced. All channels. I don't care what channel you watch. All channels should be a little bit more balanced and be telling us a lot more, other than just this. That's enough of my preaching. I'm sorry. But there are some things that you can do that you can control. And one of the things you can do is ask yourself, why do you want to lose weight? You're stuck in the house now. You have a little bit more time to dedicate to the plan that you're on. But ask yourself, do I really want to lose weight? And if you don't want to lose weight, then that's fine too. But make a commitment to at least maintain at this point, because you don't want to gain. If we're going to be trapped in the house, in Michigan, I think we're going to be here till May 15th. I heard a rumor. Well, in my county has been extended till May 16th, in my own particular county. I don't know about the whole state, but my particular county. My county's getting hit pretty hard. I live in Macomb County, which is just north of Wayne County. Wayne County is the worst. And then Oakland County is second, and then Macomb County is third for the state. So I want to, follow the guidelines and stuff. I want to lose weight during this time, but if I maintain, I'm fine with that too. Number 2 is set realistic goals. Don't say, I'm going to lose 5 pounds a week. I'm going to, I'm not going to eat, or, I know I'm going to gain weight, I'm whatever, Set a realistic goal that you can live with. If you know that you're not going to lose weight, then make a goal that, this week I'm going to at least stay the same, but if I gain any weight, it's going to be less than a pound. If we're locked down for another 3 or 4 weeks and you lose less than a pound, in a whole month you've gained maybe 3 or 4 pounds, which is very easy to lose. Well, not easy, but you know what I mean. But if you gain 3 or 4 pounds a week, In a month, that's like 12, 15 pounds, and we all know how long 12 and 15 pounds takes to come off. But stay connected. Stay connected to other people. Stay connected to YouTube videos, to your friends. Just people, let them know how you're doing. It doesn't, I think that they should be calling it physical distancing, not social distancing, because I think that now more than ever, we need social aspect. We are all social creatures. We all need the companionship of other people. And if you're in the house with like just Jim and I, it's like Jim's who I see every day, 24/7. It's who I see. But I FaceTime with my family so I can see other people. When we go for a walk, I do see other people out that I can talk to from a 6 feet distance, you know. But we're social creatures, and we're not meant to be in hibernation. So we should be thankful, at least in some parts of the country. My part, at least, is getting a little bit better, that the weather's starting to turn. It's starting to get a little bit nicer. So, you know, you don't have your windows open. You feel a little bit more spring-like. You're not so trapped like if it was winter. Also, think of this as a journey, not a destination. Once you get to your goal, doesn't mean that the whole trip is over with. You know, just like when you go on vacation, you're all anticipation of getting to the destination of your vacation, but that doesn't mean it ends as soon as you get there. You enjoy your whole time you're there, and but you know that you're gonna have to make the trip back. And the same thing with this journey, you're always going to be constantly fighting to keep the weight off, because they've proven that most people, not all people, but a good majority of people gain their weight back even after they've lost it. I don't want to be one of the statistics. So I'm thinking this is a journey that's going to last until the day I die. I'm not going to reach a set destination that once I hit that magic number that, oh, okay, it's all done, I can go back to eat the way I used to. I can never do that, and I know that. But what you need to do is continue your weigh-ins. Continue going and getting on that scale once a week, same time, with the same clothes on, or no clothes on, whatever way you choose. But the same time, the same scale, the same day of the week. It's just once a week. Don't weigh yourself every day, because your weight fluctuates every day and different times for various reasons. Just stick to that. Set goals that aren't related to your weight. Make a goal that, you know what, today I think I'm going to go for a walk, or today I'm going to FaceTime my friend, or today I'm going to clean out that closet that really needs to be cleaned. Set a goal, a realistic goal. Don't say you're going to deep clean your whole house. That's just not going to happen. Well, maybe it will. If it is, call them over to my house, because it needs a good spring cleaning. It really does. But not that my house is dirty. I should point that out. My house is, but every house can use a little bit of cleaning. Other than that first house that I bought, the description on the house was a speck of dust would die of loneliness. And I thought, I'm going to look for a speck of dust. I could not find not one speck of dust in that house. And it really was true. But in fairness, once I moved in, that dust was not lonely anymore because there was lots of specks. Also, what you want to do is keep a food diary. Just kind of write down what you're eating. Like if you're going to eat cookies, write them down. Don't say cookies. If you had 7 cookies, write down 7 cookies. Because I think once you write down that you ate 7 cookies, then you're going to think, I ate 7 cookies. I didn't eat 7 cookies. But, like if you look at it, you think, well, I had a cookie. Okay, you had a cookie. Big deal. It's not going to make a big difference. Try to stay active. Watch videos on YouTube that you can do some exercise. Go outside, go for a walk. Stand up during the commercials. Do some leg lifts while you're sitting in the chair. Just try to stay active. Reward yourself if you've done really well. Even if you think that you didn't do as well, reward yourself that you didn't do as bad as you thought you would have done. So think of something other than food, that you can reward yourself with. Maybe go online and dream about some purchase that you're going to make. Think of some vacation that somewhere in the future you're going to go on, but reward yourself. Prepare yourself for setbacks. I would like to think that I was going to have a loss every single week, but I had a 0.2 gain today. That's a little bit of a setback, but it's not a major setback as far as I'm concerned, so I think I'm fine with that, and I'm not really worried about it. Rework your environment if you have to. I have some snacks for Jim, because Jim's a snacky person. So what I do is I make him work for it. I put all the healthy snacks in front in the pantry, so he's got to move them out of the way to get to the unhealthy snacks on the back. He still moves the things around. A lot of times he'll move them to the front, and then I got to go in and move them back to the back. But, you know, you just rework your environment. That's going to help you a little bit. Try to do things in different rooms. You know, like I usually sit in here and watch TV. You know, maybe I'll go in the guest room and watch TV in there. I usually sit on the deck and read, but the weather's not been cooperative for that. So maybe I'll go down the basement. We're remodeling the basement, so it's not like a dungeon anymore. Maybe go down there and read, but a different environment. My brother, every Friday went to the bar. That's just what my brother did. And so what he does now, which is silly, but you know, he's changing his environment. He puts some beer in the refrigerator in the first floor, and then he puts some beer in the cooler in the basement in his game room, and then he has some beer and a cooler up in the upstairs. And so as a joke, he doesn't do this every week, but as a joke, he'll go out through the back door, come around to the front door like he's coming into the bar, and he says he goes bar hopping. He has a beer there, and then he goes down the basement and has a beer, and then he goes up to the bedroom and has a beer. He's changing his environment. He's making do with what he has. Join a community that's going to support you. There are so many YouTube videos that you can watch that are going to support you and keep you on your journey. There's just so many things. And celebrate any little tiny little milestone that you have. I told you I'm celebrating the fact that I've lost 18.6 pounds this year. That is so good for me. I'm telling you, I've lost 90.4 total. I'm going to hit that 100 pounds. I'm hoping by June. That's my goal. But I'm not going to let this small 0.2 gain have a setback for me, because I'm going to hit that 100 pounds by my first Saturday in June. That's my goal, that I'm going to do that. And love your body. Love your body, because you know it's the one you got. It's just, you know, you can improve on it. But if there's wrinkles, that's just, you know what, that just shows you lived. Scars and wrinkles just show you lived. So celebrate every little flab that you've got, every little bit of extra. Okay, another phone call. Anyway, so these are things that you can control. Your attitude, sticking to a routine, exercising regularly, calling your loved ones, your attitude, social distancing, but I like to call it physical distancing, finding things to do, turning off the news, and limiting social media. And then things you can't control, which we all know, are the government decisions, the shortages in the grocery stores, the weathers, other people not following the guidelines that we're supposed to be following, predicting how this is going to turn out, thinking about how long it's going to last, and how others are reacting to this. So anyway, that's what we're going to remember this coming week. I know this was like from Sunday, but I do my reviews on Saturday. But think of what you can and can't control in the coming week. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it. And I will talk to you guys on my daily vlog. Remember, stay safe. Okay, here's a copy of the weekly. I did it in black and white because I have to save my ink. My printer is very old. And then the recipe is for lemony sugar snap pea salad. I don't like peas, so this is not a menu that I will be trying anytime soon. That's what the salad looks like. There's the recipe.